The snow fell silently on the prairie, covering the land in a white stillness that made the night feel heavier than usual. Christmas Eve had always been a lonely night for Caleb Hart, a wandering cowboy with no home to return to and no family waiting for him. As the wind cut through his coat, he guided his horse toward an old wooden stable, hoping to find shelter before the cold grew deadly. He lifted his lantern and pushed the creaking door open. Warm light spilled across the hay-covered floor, and then he froze. A woman lay there, curled against the wall, her clothes torn and worn thin. In her arms was a newborn baby, wrapped in a ragged blanket. The child slept softly, unaware of the cruel cold or the fragile world it had just entered. The woman's face was pale, her hair damp with sweat, her eyes heavy with exhaustion and fear. Yet when she saw Caleb, she pulled the baby closer, instinctively protective. "I'm not here to hurt you," Caleb said gently, lowering the lantern. His voice was rough from years of dust and silence, but he meant every word. Tears welled in her eyes. "I had nowhere else to go," she whispered. "He came too early, and I lost everything on the road." Caleb had seen hardship before, starving towns, broken men, abandoned children, but something about this moment struck deeper. Maybe it was the date, or maybe it was the quiet miracle of new life in such a broken place. He removed his coat and carefully placed it over both mother and child. Then he knelt beside her, building a small fire from old wood stacked in the corner. The stable slowly filled with warmth, and the baby stirred, letting out a soft cry before settling again. "My name is Mary," she said after a long silence. "And this is Noah." Caleb nodded. "I'm Caleb. And you won't be alone tonight." He stayed there through the long hours, feeding the fire, listening to the wind howl outside. He shared the little food he had, and when dawn began to creep through the cracks in the wooden walls, Mary finally slept peacefully, for the first time in days. As Christmas morning arrived, the world outside glistened under fresh snow. Caleb knew his life had changed. He could have ridden away, as he always did. But instead, he looked at the sleeping mother and child and felt something he hadn't felt in years: purpose. On that cold Christmas Eve, inside a forgotten stable, a cowboy found more than shelter. He found hope, redemption, and the beginning of a family he never knew he needed.